At 1:47 a.m., you tell a chatbot the secret you've never told your best friend and feel safer than you would with a person. It doesn't interrupt or look shocked. You type the ugliest version of the thought, and seconds later, a calm voice turns it into something you can survive. That relief has a hidden trade. The easier AI becomes to talk to, the more frustrating real people can begin to feel. So, what is the machine giving us that we no longer expect from each other? This is not a fringe behavior. A recent survey found that more than 1 in 4 American internet users had used AI for social or emotional interaction. Among those users, nearly 4 in 10 said they sometimes told AI things they would not tell other people. But the important part is not how many people are doing it. It is what happens to your relationships when the safest place to be honest is a place where nobody is actually listening. If you want more videos about the hidden psychology behind the technology you use every day, subscribe, because the first cost is easy to miss. Think about what happens before you open the chatbot. Maybe you want to text a friend but it is late. You picture the little delivered label sitting there unanswered. Maybe the problem feels too small to justify a call, or too embarrassing, or you have already mentioned it twice and you do not want to become the exhausting friend who always has a crisis. Then you remember the chatbot. It is awake, it has time, and it cannot sigh. Human support always carries social risk. The other person may misunderstand you, challenge you, get distracted, or remember what you said 6 months from now. Even a loving response can arrive in the wrong tone. AI removes much of that risk. You can edit the confession before sending it. Ask the same question 12 different ways, delete the conversation, start over. You control the pace, the framing, and exactly how exposed you become. It feels like intimacy with an undo button. And that can be genuinely useful. A chatbot can help you name an emotion when all you have is a knot in your chest. It can help you rehearse a difficult conversation. It can turn a spiral of thoughts into a list you can examine. But relief is not connection. Connection asks something from both people. It requires attention, compromise, and the possibility of disappointment. With AI, there is no second nervous system in the room, no person whose needs might interrupt yours. The conversation can remain perfectly centered on you. At first, that feels safe. Then real people start feeling inefficient. Your friend asks the wrong question. Your partner needs time to think. A therapist refuses to give you the answer you wanted. Compared with a system that responds instantly and calmly, ordinary human hesitation can begin to feel like rejection. That is the first hidden cost. The tool does not need to become human. You only need to start expecting humans to behave more like the tool. But the second cost is more dangerous because it can make a story feel true before you have tested it. Imagine you are convinced your friend is secretly angry with you. You tell the chatbot everything, but naturally you tell it from your point of view. You include the delayed reply, the shorter message, and the plan they canceled. You leave out the fact that they are working 2 jobs or that their mother is sick because those details do not feel central to your pain. The chatbot responds to the world you supplied. If that world is incomplete, the answer can be beautifully reasoned and still help you build the wrong story. It may validate a fear that needed to be questioned. It may give clinical language to an assumption. Suddenly, I feel ignored becomes they are emotionally unavailable. Uncertainty becomes a diagnosis. And once your pain has an intelligent-sounding explanation, it becomes harder to examine. Here is the uncomfortable part. Fluent language can feel like deep understanding. But the system cannot see your face, hear the tension in your voice, notice that you have not slept, or know which details never made it into the prompt. Research on emotional chatbot use shows a mixed picture. Some people report real benefits, but extended daily use and treating a chatbot like a friend have also been associated with worse outcomes for some users. The risk is not one vulnerable conversation at 1:47 in the morning. It is waking up the next day and choosing the chatbot again instead of approaching your life. So try this test. After you talk to AI, do you feel more able to face the real situation or more certain that you should avoid it? Do you use the conversation to prepare for honesty or to replace honesty? Does the chatbot help you consider another perspective, or does it help you prosecute your case? Those questions matter more than the number of hours you use it, because the same tool can become a bridge or a bunker. A bridge moves you toward life. You might ask, help me identify what I am feeling, then help me say it to my friend without blaming them. You might ask, what evidence would challenge my interpretation? Or, give me 3 explanations that have nothing to do with rejection. A bunker protects you from the uncertainty of another person. You return for reassurance, refine the story, feel better for 20 minutes, and come back as soon as the doubt returns. One expands your options. The other makes one story feel safer and safer until you can no longer leave it. So do not begin by deleting the app or treating every emotional conversation with AI as a failure. Begin with one rule: AI should not be the final destination of an important feeling. Let it help you find the sentence, then take that sentence somewhere human. Send one honest text. Bring the pattern to a licensed therapist. Tell someone, I do not need you to fix this, I just need you to know it is happening. If the issue involves a mental health crisis, possible diagnosis, or immediate safety, move beyond a general-purpose chatbot and contact qualified real-world support. Because the deepest thing AI gives you is not understanding. It is control over the conditions under which you feel understood. That is why the conversation at 1:47 a.m. can feel so powerful. The chatbot cannot reject you, become tired of you, or look at you differently tomorrow. But it also cannot choose to stay after seeing the part of you that you were afraid to reveal. Only another person can do that. The next time you tell AI something you have never told anyone else, do not close the chat and forget it. Copy the one sentence that feels most true and ask yourself who in your real life should eventually hear it.